1, 2, 3, clap. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, spreading positivity to everyone. That's Brogan Hastings.
And over in Australia, filling the world with negativity to balance me out, it's Wayne Giovinazzi.
See, that's the only reason I do it. It's not because I'm an asshole. It's just to counteract the over-positivity that's being put through the world at the moment. You know, I got to bring the notches down a little.
Bringing balance to the force.
Yeah. That old fake religion of Jedi. You just look very excited then for an unknown reason, Brogan. Is that something you wish to share?
I mean, I can't. I sent the boys a package the other day, and it's been stuck on exported, having left the UK for a little while. And I've just checked just now. It says arrived in destination country, awaiting customs clearance.
Look,
so
I know who the boys are. I know who the boys are. But for the dear listeners, who are the boys?
The boys are the lovely boys at Ice Cream Social, Matt, Paul, and Jacob. And actually, and there's some stuff in there. There's actually some stuff in there for everybody.
Oh, good.
Because it comes because I got a couple of things in Oxford that I had to send over, and we were talking to Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy as well as RJ on a live stream, and I said to Jim, I'm sending some stuff over. I will put some chocolate in for you so you can taste the real thing.
Oh, yes. So, you know that the real thing is actually Coca-Cola, and that's a registered trademark. I don't think you're allowed to say it without paying some jingle to the big red.
I mean, Coca-Cola for chocolate?
No, it's just the real thing. You said it's the real thing, and Coca-Cola is the real thing.
The real thing is a registered trademark.
Yes, correct. Coca-Cola PM, or is it R? I don't know. Look, as much copyright law and issues that I've discussed, I don't know much about copyright law.
But yeah, no, so I'd stuck some chocolate in there for them. There's a couple of things for Matt, Paul, Jacob,
hang on.
other people.
Are they going to have received this before this episode comes out? Because as we know, they all listen to us.
No, but that's why I'm not giving any specifics. I mean, Jim knows that I said I would send a care package, and I said I'd put chocolate in it. So
all right, so Jim and RJ, they know the score, they know the deal.
Yeah,
and we know that the totally real Matt Donnelly doesn't listen to this podcast due to the quote no.
Yeah. Which we don't take offense at, because I mean, holy shit, I can't keep up with the podcasts I listen to.
Yeah.
Anytime. Even if one comes up, I'm like, I don't have time.
Yes, that's right. We just had a mini production meeting that just got cut out that you didn't get to hear because of reasons. But yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything. That's why for so long, the only podcast I could regularly listen to was Ice Cream Social till I'd gotten through the backlog.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing that's stopping me getting through the Ice Cream Social backlog. Because the one I'm really trying to get through just now, and that sounds bad. It's not that it's hard to get through. It's because I don't want to be doing other things when I'm listening to it, and that's Big Sexy Digital Nomad.
Yeah.
So because I want to have my, it's the same reason why, because I can't do the same thing with Penn Sunday School. Ice Cream Social I can, because kind of stuff, but I want to have my iPad handy so that I can write down notes. It's why I couldn't listen to PSS.
Yeah.
The backlog on driving down, in case I was like, that's a good idea for a postcard. And then I get down and I'm like, what episode was that? I've forgotten. Yeah.
Do you know what a good one that I do like listening to while doing other stuff? We mentioned him in last episode, but along with insert titles here, Jim and Nick, Pod Therapy, and of course Jacob, the audio guy. I don't think I could listen to that not doing something else, because being a therapy-based podcast, I would get too engrossed in it and start, I'd be overthinking everything. So instead, I'll do something else and listen to it, which I don't know if that's positive or negative review of the podcast. It has to be positive, yeah?
Yeah. I found that when I was going to the gym, which I haven't done for a while and I really need to go back, that's what I would listen to when I was working out, was Pod Therapy.
Working out to the sultry tones of Dr. Jim and Nick. I can't say Dr. Nick. It's unfortunate. Nick, look, if you're listening, please just go out and get your PhD. I just want to refer to you as Dr. Nick, and not for Simpsons-related reasons. It's just, I see you in my heart as a doctor.
It doesn't have to be in mental health. It doesn't have to be anything. Just get a PhD.
Like mathematics stuff, for all I care. Yeah.
See if somewhere can give you an honorary PhD. We'll call you Dr. Nick.
Oh, do we have the ability to hand out honorary PhDs?
I don't know what the conditions are, but I'm going to say yes.
You work in a law firm. You could work this shit out.
I will make inquiries.
Do lawyers get doctorates?
I think they can do. I mean, I don't know any lawyers who do get doctorates. Okay. I mostly because it's the type of degree you get, and then you've spent so long getting the degree to get that lawyer coin. Like, there's no benefit. There's no benefit to getting a PhD in law.
Yeah. Esquire is good enough for them. Do they all have Esquire in their title?
They do not. I think that's a very English thing.
Oh, okay. Yep. See, Esquire just means lawyer, yeah?
I don't think so. I think it is like, I think it does denote something, but I don't know what.
Okay. Oh, that's what it is. Esquire, men's fashion, cocktails, politics, interviews. Oh no, that's Esquire magazine. Esquire meaning. We do our Googling live.
It basically means men of a higher rank.
A polite title appended to a man's name when no other title is used, typically in the address of letter or other documents. Or a young nobleman.
I think it's back in the days when there used to be a lot of lords and whatever. So it's someone that wasn't a lord, but also wasn't one of the lower class.
Yeah. It's a courtesy title in the United Kingdom. So I don't know why. Yeah, it's just a title of courtesy given to a lawyer in the US, it says. So technically, anyone can go by Esquire.
That's true.
Are we going to go that far? Are we going to add Esquire to Lord Mr. Dr. Timothy Joe Bartholomew? Esquire?
Of course.
God damn it.
It's only going to get worse, because you do realise that if he wins Best of Las Vegas, which he will find out in December, then he will become King Lord Mr. Dr. Timothy Joe Bartholomew Esquire.
Can you be a king and a lord?
Yes.
Oh gosh. This means
these are our titles. We make the rules.
This means I have to update the close personal friends of hosts of the podcast, the Hey Buddy Nice podcast, who also host other podcast section of the website, because currently he's only listed as Lord Mr. Dr. Timothy Joe Bartholomew. You
need to update it anyway, by the way.
Oh God.
Because you've got them on alternate sides, right?
Correct. On purpose.
Yep. So you've got Ice Cream Social, Penn Sunday School, Piff Pod, and then Pod Therapy underneath that on the same side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
It's like you've missed something out in the middle.
No, it's because I rearranged them. Pod Therapy was at the bottom, but I'm like, we mentioned Dr. Timothy Jobin too much to not get him higher. So Pod Therapy is sandwiched between Piff Pod and Who Scoops Podcast. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
But Chris, you're above Great Night, so.
And RJ, and Uncle RJ.
Yeah, well, look, you can't. Not everyone can be first. I'm well aware of that when it comes to accent challenges. So.
You've accepted your fate.
That's right. I know that I'm second tier. I'm lower level. You know, I'm the one who gets locked up in the bottom of the Titanic as it sinks.
I'm on the lifeboat waving away.
Yes. Oh, I mean, if I could just be the guy who downs a bottle of whiskey and then goes overboard, I'd be happy with that. Like, come on, at least give me that. When you get given that little wave, then it made me think of something. That's not true. That's a total lie, because I thought of this last week. But you're putting your hand up in the air as if you just don't care, right? Like you're hanging out some washing.
Okay. You did think about this last week. I refused to talk about it.
You didn't refuse, did you? Or said we talk about? Anyway.
I refused to talk about it because I was like, this is a podcast discussion.
Oh yeah, that's right. It got me thinking, because I had to hang out some washing, and I'm thinking, does that sound weird to someone in the UK? Do they hang out washing? Does washing get hung out explain because look, your weather is not the greatest, right?
Okay.
Well, when I say not the greatest, I mean it's not sunny all the time. It's quite damp and wet.
Correct.
That'd be correct. Humid even. So drying
Yes.
clothes, when we wash a load of clothes and we hang it outside on the clothesline or on the hills hoist, which we don't have, we just got a clothesline, to air dry. Is that what you do? Or does all your clothes get washed and like thrown in a dryer or something?
No, we do use outside washing lines.
Okay.
Because when it's not raining, although it's quite cold, very windy. There's a lot of wind here.
Would you say it's fucking windy?
I'd say it's fucking windy.
Good.
Which helps a lot with the drying process.
Okay.
So it could be that we leave it out all day.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you bring it in, it's not completely dry and it might have to go in the dryer.
Okay.
But yeah, we do use it. My mum doesn't like my mum likes putting hanging washing out. I don't. I would rather use the tumble dryer, but I'm also aware that I'm not the one paying for electricity. So I go with what my mother says.
We don't even own a tumble dryer.
Really?
Really. I assume a lot of people in Australia don't. I mean, sure, yeah, it rains here. There's a rainy season, but we just hang the clothes inside on like a clothes horse type thing.
Yeah. But at the same time, even when it rains, is it still warm?
No, not always, no. Like at the moment when it's raining, it does. We do have
like indoor clothes horses and stuff. But yeah, there is 3 of us living here with a lot of washing.
Yeah, that's right. See, yeah, it's hard. Like, what type of washing line, clothes line, hanging line do you have? What does it look like? Describe it.
I don't know if this is the term outside of Scotland, but it's called a whirligig.
Oh, good. It's a hills hoist.
Right. So you know what I mean when I say that anyway.
Yes, but this type of clothesline, I believe, was invented in Australia by a guy named... Oh, no, maybe it was a variant. So it sort of looks like a pyramid on a stick. Am I right?
Inverted pyramid?
Triangle at the top goes down like that.
Oh, ours is slightly different. So it's a pole.
Oh, I think Brogan is about to show me the actual clothesline.
It actually looks more like... Oh, yeah, no, I see.
Brogan is going to snap a photo of the clothesline that we will post onto social media.
I will get a better picture of that to post on the socials, but that's what ours looks like. And I sent that picture and immediately went, did I send that to the right chat? Because we know I have previous for sending it to the wrong chat.
Yes, you did. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, how it's sort of like an inverted pyramid, but it's not. It's very much like a hills hoist. See, yeah, I think the difference is the hills hoist, yeah, I can see there's a handle on yours. So when you crank that handle, does that make it go higher or lower? Is it a handle?
Yes, but I think what that might be the case. I don't think we've ever closed the thing or moved it in any way for a very long time. But I think what it does is it can, like that, it goes like that.
Okay, yeah.
Pulls it down. Like pulls it in.
I believe that was the innovation. I think that was the innovation for a hills hoist. Like, not necessarily invented the whirly-giggy type, but the ability to fully collapse it like an umbrella or make it go up higher or lower so you can reach it or hang like, big shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very much... I did not expect that to be really the type of thing, because these hills hoist whirly-gig in Australia, it's got more than one use. It's not just a clothesline. It's not just... I've just had a flashback to my childhood, and it's trauma. It's trauma. I was young.
I feel like how Jim has neurotic bingo, we need to have Wayne's trauma bingo.
That's we don't want that. Look, so it's metal structure, right? A metal clothesline. I may have even been preschool age. I may have only been like 5 years old, but some kid jumped over the back fence. He lived behind us, I guess. I don't remember him at all, but we were messing around. He was older, and he was running around, getting speed, swinging around on the clothesline, and it broke. And my mum comes out, and she thought I did it. and I'm getting told off for this. And my kid logic was not saying, how on earth could I even reach that to swing around on it? And I don't even think I tried to defend myself saying it was the kid next door. Man, why did I have
you taken the blame for that all these years?
Well, I don't know. I don't recall. My mum might have more memory of this, or might have no memory of it. She's been listening, so write in to, hey buddy, nice podcast. Admin at nicepodbud.com. Mother, if you're listening, which you are. And then for the longest time, there was a bit of jagged metal sticking out of the ground from this pipe that broke, which was the hoisty part of the Hills hoist. And I stepped on it one time and cut my foot open, and yeah, more fun times. I don't remember if I had to get a tetanus shot or not.
Your childhood's a fucking riot.
Isn't it just? This is even where I was going with the multi-uses in Australia. Last episode, we had that challenge, right, where it was food and drink stuffs. And I had to take this off of my list because it got brought up on Twitter in conversation, and that was goon. Because the guys were talking about nice. Yes, you must know now, you've seen that goon or a goon bag is boxed wine in Australia, yeah? Referring to the silver, aluminium, whatever it is, bag that's inside the box. What you do, you play a game called Goon of Fortune, where you peg the goon bag to the clothesline. Everyone stands around it. You all shout, Goon of Fortune, like you do a Wheel of Fortune. Someone gives it a big spin, and whoever it lands on has to stand under it and drink from the goon bag. Yep.
A very Australian thing.
It is. People say Australia has no culture.
That's clearly untrue.
Yeah.
Has the goon bag ever flown off?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I've never played Goon of Fortune. Oh, sorry, Wheel of Goon. It's not Goon of Fortune. Wheel of Goon. That's how often I've played it. Wheel of Goon. Goon of Fortune sounds better. Sounds like a video game. Soldier of Fortune or something.
Yeah, Goon of Fortune's better. Rename it.
Man, I really don't like that I brought up that washing line talk now. That's made me sad. But look, the good news is the weather's changing here, right? So that's not true. It is changing. I was going to use it as a segue, but it's an anti-segue because it's a reverse segue. I was going to say we're no longer hanging clothes out, but that's because it was raining the other day during summer. We're coming out of wet weather, which means, we're coming out of cold weather going into hot weather. I wanted to bring this up during Coffee Talk, and I forgot, or I didn't realize that it was Coffee Talk, right? It's not a big thing. It's probably not worth playing the Coffee Talk theme for, is it? I don't know.
Why not?
Well, if with that vote of confidence.
It's time for Coffee Talk. Saving those turtles one straw at a time.
Basically all it is, the weather's changed, so my coffee drinking has changed, and I'm not happy about it. I've been enjoying a hot coffee in the mornings at work, but the weather's getting too hot for a hot coffee, so now it's iced coffee weather. But the problem
what I'm hearing is you need to do what Andrew Heaton does and take X amount of months out of the year and go to either Scotland or Vegas or somewhere where it is cold at this time of year and have your hot coffee.
I believe that it's cold in Scotland all year long, is it not?
Apart from that one heat wave we had, yes.
Yeah, that 1 week was terrible, I hear.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks and it was fucking horrendous.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And it wasn't even that hot. Considering...
In the grand scheme of things, it wasn't, but for us... I mean, well, I say that, but one of the days it was hotter than my first day in Vegas.
Yeah. Look, we know the world's fucked. Last week, not Friday, but the Friday before, it was the coldest November day in Australia in like 30 years or some shit. So, yeah, the world's going to hell, or the opposite of hell because it's not so hot everywhere. So you're going to hell, I'm not.
Which, for context for listeners, that is your spring going into summer, November?
November is, yes, going into summer.
Yeah. It's not like the rest of the world. It's not like coldest day in winter kind of thing. That's how messed up it is.
It was 16 degrees Celsius, and we shouldn't be getting 16 degrees Celsius weather in Australia in November. That's all.
Yeah.
The problem with having to change to iced coffees at the moment is I've been going very cheap with my coffees. You know, budgets. We're saving for things. I need a new computer. I have plans. We have plans to travel. So I pay for a $3 large coffee from 7-Eleven because it's cheap. But that is their largest size. They only do one size of iced coffee, and it's like a medium. It's not worth drinking. It's 90% ice. The cup is like a cup of ice with not enough drink. But if I want a more full-bodied size iced coffee, I don't want to pay $7. That's ludicrous. What do I do? Do I just keep drinking hot coffee? Do I bring it from home? But that means I have to get up early to make myself a coffee. Who wants to do that?
Drink the hot coffee. Don't be a bitch.
Look, I've been mixing it up. Okay, I've been doing both. So we'll see how it goes. Because look, in reality, there's nothing wrong with a hot coffee on a hot day, I guess. As long as it's not like the middle of the day and sweltering. Is sweltering a word? Yeah, sweltering's a word.
Sweltering, yeah.
Yeah. But, we've got a question. You in the back with the Hydra hoodie?
Off topic, can I use the bathroom?
Oh, I don't know. Can you?
May I?
You can.
Okay, I should be back in a sec.
I'll play some music. Do 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 do. Do 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 boom do 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 boom do 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 do. I'm done. I can't continue doing that. That was an original song, though. That was straight from my lips to your ears. And we're back. We didn't have a production meeting, but if you listen to the bonus content, you'll hear an original song composed by me, and I'm pretty proud of it. It was pretty good. It went longer than I thought. I think we were talking about coffee and that, but we're done. We're done with coffee talk. Unless you got anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't drink coffee or tea or anything like that. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. You drink mushroom soup. Get your.
I did have mushroom soup for my lunch. Did. Yes, and I put it in a mug. I don't drink soup from a bowl. I put it in a mug.
Well, it's a mug of soup. It makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
Like, why use a spoon or any implement to shovel a liquid foodstuff to your face when you can just drink it out of a cup?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I'm going to pick up the bowl and drink it out that anyway. Why not put it in a mug? Why not give that bowl a handle?
Yeah. And there's gonna be little remnants of the soup left in the cup afterwards, and you know the perfect thing to do with that, don't you, Brogan?
Lick it.
Oh God, I thought I was setting you up for what we were talking about earlier.
I gave that answer and then went, I know what he was setting up. Shit.
This is just like, are you like one of those cats that's sticking its head like all the way into the glass of water there? It's got a little bit of water. It's like trying to lick the water out of the cup. That's.
I mean, maybe not quite that, but I will.
You don't need to demonstrate.
No, I would definitely swirl it out and.
All right, you'd think. I'm gonna before I finish that phrase, I'm gonna rephrase it. You would stick your finger in it and lick it off your finger.
I put my finger in the mug.
Yes.
Scoop it up.
So you don't finger it.
No, I don't finger the mug.
Okay. No, or you do. I'm not sure.
Not my fingering mug.
Oh God, I'm so confused. How was the soup? Was it good?
It was good soup.
Did you have any
Marks and Spencer's mushroom soup, which is the best mushroom soup? I've tested a few. I
didn't think for an instant that it would be a pre-made soup. I don't know why. I don't make soup at home. If I have soup, it's a pre-made. Why did I think you were better than me?
We do make quite a bit of soup at home. It's but mushroom soup is one that you can't really. We can never really replicate homemade.
Yeah,
I tried a couple of times and it comes out something else. But no, can of mushroom soup.
I like a good chicken and corn.
I do miss having like chicken noodle soup.
No, I'm not big on the
that.
noodles though. But where were we? In Vegas, and I had that chicken corn soup, I think, and it was really fucking good.
Was that not at the Chinese place in the Orleans?
Or whatever it was, the Chinese or Japanese at the Orleans. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it was. And then I went somewhere else and had it, and it wasn't the same, and I was so disappointed.
Was that were both times with me?
I'm
Because I
pretty
feel
sure.
like they were.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's right. The second time was at the place next to the Asian restaurant before we got kidnapped. No, that was a different day. No,
Yeah, because we got kidnapped quite early in the morning.
Yeah. I'm so confused at everything. Timelines are gone.
I'm trying to think where else we went apart from the Japanese place.
It was like
that
a
wasn't either
breakfast place as
TGI's
well.
Or
They did like
there was like a what?
it was like a breakfast place.
Oh, I know where you went. Where I had pancakes. Yeah, the white place.
Yes, that place.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of it.
No, it was okay.
The food was
Yeah, because I had pancakes and I kept comparing them to Baby Stacks.
Yep.
Which I think Baby Stacks is probably one of my favorite places in Vegas.
And you've been to a few places in Vegas. That's a pretty big call. Better get the big phone.
Not really, I think. Food-wise, not.
Oh, food-wise. You mean favourite places food-wise. Gonna say, like, you've been to the Penn and Teller Theatre, you've been to the Big Piff show, you've been to the Churn. That was very surprising.
Penn and Teller Theatre at the top, Churn next, and then most of the other places somewhere on the queue below.
Yep.
But
hey, you've been almost out the front of the Chris Angel Amastika Theatre. Almost.
I know, what a shame that that's shut now. We can't go. Oh well.
Oh no.
Did you hear about Club Blip though?
I haven't heard any news.
Because he talked about it on the episode. They fucking burnt down.
Kablip burnt. Who talked about this? Oh, it's time for an unannounced interruption of an ad break. And guess what? It's about the very thing we were avoiding talking about that we started to talk about. That's right. Brogan, what is our ad for today?
Our ad today is for a friend, a podcast friend of ours.
Would you say that the podcast friends are close personal friends of hosts of the podcast Hey Buddy Nice Podcast who also host other podcasts?
I would say yes, and I will say I'm never going to say that because you're the only one who can remember it. But today it's for two characters and a clown.
Yeah.
Which our buddy Uncle RJ, our buddy Jimmy Slonina, and our buddy Johnny Miles.
Yes. Oh, you were looking at me.
I wanted to say John. I kept trying. I was like, it's not John.
I thought you were looking at me, going to say, does Wayne know the last guy's name?
No, I knew it was Johnny. With us talking about John and Johnny with Johnny Thompson last episode, my brain was kind of stuck.
And Piff the Magic Dragon was in there as well, which made it even more confusing.
Yeah. But yeah, their latest episode, as of recording this, had Harrison Greenbaum on it.
Oh, so good.
So good. Harrison could tell the same story like 300 times and there would be a different detail every time, and I love it.
I've heard him on multiple podcasts tell the same story, and it's great every time. They are great every time.
Yep. He's a delight. So, and that podcast is a delight. And I think even from the first episode was really good, where they had a bottle of whiskey and phoned up the whiskey distillery. I had them on the podcast.
That's a good idea. What have you got? Like, have you got that cup of soup laying around? Who is it? Who's it from again? Let's give them a call right now.
We're not going to phone Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, not going to call Mark and or Spencer.
No.
Okay.
No. Although I do work with a guy whose family owns Baxter's Soup, which is a big soup company here.
Is this the same Baxter who got turned into a fly in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That's the only Baxter I know.
No, I don't know enough about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to know that reference.
I was gonna look. I almost went full Scottish then. I had to hold back on that. I almost banged down on the desk saying, "How can you not know Baxter Stockman?"
No.
You're telling me? Look, so
we're digressing from our advert. You do know this.
Two characters and clown. Just one moment. I'm just gonna put you aside for a sec. You're telling me you've never seen the original '80s series? It's a 6-episode run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No. I mean, I think I've seen parts of it, but I've never sat and watched it, and not to memory.
Okay. All right. That pin has now been removed out of Two Characters and a Clown, and they're back in the conversation. So, yeah, listen to Two Characters and a Clown. It is very entertaining, not just because Harrison Greenbaum is on this episode, and this episode is just called Part 1, so I'm assuming there's going to be another episode with Harrison, but it is genuinely a good listen every time. And because there's always a little bit of like insider stuff, which we like listening to, especially when it's Vegas-y.
Yeah, we like the insider stuff, and every week RJ cooks the boys something, and it always sounds and looks from the pictures on social media so freaking good.
Yeah, and I like the discussions of the junk drawer discussions as well.
Yes, for each week they've got a little thing that they like, and then they discuss it the next week.
Yeah. So yeah, give them a listen. I'm sure they've got a website. We should probably have done some research. But, you know, with these unscheduled, unannounced ad breaks, how are we going to find it? But you can find them on social media at 3Libidos. So find them that way. That's all I do. That's what I was about to do to find out if they've got a website or not.
They do have a website, but yeah, go to at 3Libidos because that's their social media handles.
Anyway, we should probably go back to the actual show where we were about to start talking about Harrison and, you know, Two Characters and a Clown. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, but we shouldn't really talk about that now because we were going to talk about them in that, like, fake advertisement we said we were going to do, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'll be honest, because I mentioned Kablip, and I've just got Kablip's website up, and I I want to go to Kablip. It's so fucking
it's
stupid.
burnt down. Well, what's the website? Oh, it's with a C. That makes sense.
Eat Blip.
Yeah, because Chris is spelt with a C. Oh, all it did was open the menu.
No, what did you go to?
eatblip.com.
You did go to Eat Blip.
Oh, I'm so confused. There we go.
Arson suspected in exterior fire in downtown Overton.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, apparently it, like, stunk of, fuel.
Look, fuel is a key ingredient to pizzas.
Clearly enough for them to suspect arson.
Yeah, there was definitely some accelerant used at the scene. That's right. I've seen some fire shows. Will
Kablip reopen?
That's
2021.
You wanted to go to Kablip. I'm speaking with Chris Angel's speech impediment. You wanted to go to Kablip.
I did. I can't see anything I don't even know if it's open right now, but there's...
Let's see if we can make a booking, hey?
Well, there's an available now to go orders or order online.
Oh, we don't want that. We want to make a reservation.
Yeah.
Hang on. We've got a contact form. Here we go. Directions, contact, order, menu, about. Man, what? Contact. That's what I'm on now. Oh, well. Look, when we get... Who knows? They might have a new location. They may have branched out and made some new Kablip stores by then.
Very true. But I do want to go there. For no other reason than why not? Me and Handro are on the same page.
The only two, I'm sure.
Oh, I think just for the giggles.
Yeah. Speaking of giggles, something that made me laugh. So we were talking about a couple episodes back how when it comes to like gift buying for me and my brothers and that, it's always we give each other lists of things. Yeah. And my older brother John was doing that. He was saying, "Yeah, this is some stuff I'm interested in. Oh, and there's this pot." I'm like, "Okay, he's a chef. That makes sense." Oh, and probably something to put in the pot. And I'm like, here's a good time for a joke. They have cats at their house, right? So I said, "Oh, just put the cats in the pot." And then he responds, "That'd be a pretty shallow grave for them." I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so confused as to what is going on. I hadn't actually looked at the picture of the pot that he said that he wanted, and it was like a gardening pot, a plant pot. It was starting to get very surreal.
You made a joke and it backfired.
Well, that's nothing new in my world. But yeah, so I'm considering getting this pot for him and like buying some toy cats and like have them sticking out of like potting mix and soil. I think that would be good. Oh,
Do you ever get? Because I know that some places you can get like hooks that are like cat's paws or dog paws that stick out of the wall. Because you could just get like a couple that are cat paws and have them sticking out the soil.
I haven't seen them before.
I'm sure I've seen them somewhere.
I've seen like little fake plastic ones that look obviously fake plastic, like look like they've been slammed in a car door and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have seen in I think it was the last episode of The Walking Dead, like the finale episode of The Walking Dead, it might have been the episode before, there is a coat rack on the wall and the pegs to hang your coat on are little deer feet, deer hooves. Like, that's a bit disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, who's doing that?
I'm sure I've seen ones that are like, cat paws sticking out. I don't know.
You're saying this and you're looking down at your phone or iPad at the time. And I'm certain that you're not looking up cat paws, dog paws. You're still looking up kablip, aren't you? Oh, damn, you are looking at cat paws. I thought your hyperfixation had gone right in onto kablip.
I'm a little bit obsessed with getting to kablip now. Because, do you know what? Now that you've said that, do you know what? I've still actually got the menu up. I thought I'd closed the window. I didn't. I just minimized it.
Oh, wait. Is Harrison's menu still up? Because I might have just downloaded that by accident.
That's what I was wondering. Because is it not like kablip.com?
I think he got the domain. Yeah. Oh, God. This is Chris. If you're looking at the same menu as me, the first page, Chris's bag of tricks, a happier kids meal. Each comes with a magic trick taught by Chris and a soft drink, 12 and under. That's fine. That weird anime-looking Chris Angel, that is disturbing.
Yeah.
We're going to have to put a picture of that up on socials.
Yeah. No, because Chris's actual menu is white, and it has like French toast omelette and pancakes at the top.
Let's see.
Harrison's one.
Yep.
It's like very
Brogan's gone.
This thing is fucking genius.
Have you got it open, do you?
Hang on. Let me screen share.
Okay. Yeah, the amount of times I've just looking at the pictures.
I know that I didn't get any further than that, and I'm like, oh my God,
I do like the two
Chris
eggs mind freak style. It looks like the eggs are crying. Served until Chris wakes up. Oh, we
appetizers.
What? Ass potatoes. What accent were you just speaking?
No, that's what it says. Appetizers, because it's appetizers.
Okay, but what accent? Or are you just laughing too much?
I was just laughing.
Okay, it sounded like a really bad Aussie accent. But we can't just go through the menu on the pot. Can we? Can we?
I mean, we could scroll down a little bit. Oh, I love Harrison so much. I want to take Harrison to Chris Angel's Kablip. If we have to sneak him in.
He would not be allowed. He would not be.
We'll just put a mustache on him. Chris ain't gonna check.
He has a moustache. Harrison's got a full
a
beard.
fake mustache on top of that.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have thought to look for that. That's a valid plan.
Exactly.
You know, Brogan, that was a very artsy idea you had then. You know what? We should go into art talk.
We should.
Let's kick off art talk. I mean, I'm assuming music would play here if we had it, but we don't, so no music. Let's start off with some art not done by us. Technically not done by us. This was art done by an AI machine based on a prompt. We were talking about art talk, and yes, we're back from another not a production meeting, but more shit for cut bonus content. So have a listen to that because it's not making the general podcast. So I was bored at work, and I put in a prompt to one of these AI art generation things, yeah, and I was like, because it says you can ask for it in the art style of someone. So I was like, oh, I'll ask for something in my art style. Now, spoiler alert, it failed on that, which was fine. But the prompt was a male podcaster from Australia and a non-binary podcaster from Scotland meet up in Las Vegas to see a magic show and eat ice cream in the comic style of Wayne Geo. It is scary.
It is, actually.
It's scary at how accurate it is. I mean,
there's a few details that are genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, and it's done its research, it's done its deep dive on the internet, and it's discovered that me, the Australian co-host of a podcast from a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I was still gigantic, and it's gone for Tubby Wayne. Let's say that. But somehow it knows that I've got tattoos, and I used to rock a goatee, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And what about your likeness?
It's not even so much the likeness. I mean, it's got my shades, which I wear quite often. It's got the fact that my hair's darker. I mean, my hair does look quite black currently.
Yeah.
But that's just the lighting.
It's also, the style is similar as well.
The style is similar. And the fact that the t-shirt I'm wearing in this has on it SCI, which is ICS backwards.
That is, the Googs knows too much. It's got too much information.
Yeah. I do like the background pattern, though.
It is weird that it's got a bear floating in a bubble behind us. I assume that's part of the magic show we're seeing.
Maybe.
But the giant floating ice creams.
It's more that, like, if you ignore us, the ice creams, and the bear thing in the bubble, I like that. It looks a bit like a stained glass window.
It looks like it's from Mystere or something.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. Yep.
It's creepy AF.
But we'll post that on the socials so you can see exactly what we're talking about. I like the look of that ice cream floating above your head. It's got ice cream sandwiches on top of an ice cream cone.
Yeah, the ideal sandwich.
And you know what? At first I thought you were holding two ice creams, but clearly not. In one hand you're holding an ice cream, in the hand with 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it's 5 fingers. I thought it was an extra finger then. But in your other hand, that is clearly a slice of pizza.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Which is creepy because that's what I lived on.
I mean,
Vegas.
I'm holding an ice cream in one hand, and my other hand just doesn't exist.
Your other hand is deformed, and very possibly holding a cigarette.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Oh, of course. But it was if I was, I can't remember his name, from The Last Leg, or Ryan Niemiller, comedian, goes by Cripple Threat.
Oh, I know who you mean from Last Leg.
Yeah. But, yep,
I want to say
creepy.
Alex? Is it Alex?
Alex, yeah, because it's not What's-His-Face, and it's not Adam Hills. It's not Josh.
It's not Josh, and it's not Adam.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to actual art that we have done. What do we got? There we go. Here's something that you've done.
Yeah. So I got a commission from friend of many shows, Andrea Anderson, to do a portrait of her dog who sadly died at the start of this year, end of last year, called Sarah, who is just sweet looking dog. So she asked if I could do that. I did say at the time, it's like, look, I've never really done portraits of dogs before. I've drawn like doodles, but stuff like this, I was like, I've never really done, so I'll see what I do. We'll see how it comes out. I was fully expecting it to be like, I would have totally not blamed her if it come out, and she'd gone, no thanks. I'd be like, yeah, no, understandable, have a nice day. But I'm quite happy with how it came out.
Look, you're saying
I've done
this
two versions. The one that Andrea posted has Sarah in a Vegas Golden Knights top, because she did have a picture where probably a picture of every single dog she's ever owned in a Vegas Golden Knights top. But I'd done one with, one without, because I thought Andrea's a huge Golden Knights fan, so I thought she'll appreciate that. But I'm quite pleased with how the face in that came out. Yeah,
and you're saying this is like your first kind of attempt at doing a dog.
first kind of attempt at real
Yeah.
life stuff.
I wouldn't have said that from looking at it.
Thank you. I think, like, I can tell it's my first attempt because I'm like looking at it posted. I'm like, okay, what would I do differently?
Mm.
And I do think I struggle with shading, like not shading enough.
Okay.
You know, but that's probably be the only thing. I'm really pleased with how the colors came out. I'm really pleased with how the face looks, with the paws and the tail. Yeah.
I think what I like about it is that it is almost a melding of styles, right? Where it's gone for a not necessarily realistic look. It's still artistic on the actual doggo, but then the Vegas Golden Knights looks exactly like something you would draw on something that you would typically draw. Exactly, yeah. I like that little touch. And you say the shading in the eyes, I really like that. That's really good. Like, there's definitely depth there. Oh, more puppies. See, real puppies.
Andrea just posts pictures of puppies and Golden Knight stuff, and I love it.
You've also drawn some other stuff. I'm just bringing up your Twitter while I'm screen sharing. Let's go with this one.
Yes. So Penn was asked to host the International Emmys. So I thought I would do unexpected, because Penn posted a picture of himself in a tux. And Penn, I can't remember the last time I've seen a picture of Penn wearing a tux, but I think it was before he was even Fat Penn. So, you know, many, many years ago. But he looked very dapper in it. He looked very dashing. So I thought, I'm going to use that as inspiration for a little test. And I thought my original idea was to try and do it as I'd done the Python ones with the calligraphy pen and, you know, a little bit more stylized. But I tried it. It didn't come out as I wanted it. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to just take the color scheme from that, which was just, you know, grayscale, black and white, really.
Yeah.
And go with that. The only splash of color is his tie, which I liked, and I thought I'm keeping. Yeah, a little pop of color. So I'll keep that. And I liked when I done the line art for it. It was neon pink.
Yep.
And the background's black anyway. And I thought I really like that.
I like the outline neon. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, though. I like it more.
So much. Yeah, I really like. I couldn't decide which I liked better, or if I would just do like a full neon version. So I was like, well, you know what? I've done the color. I've done the line art. I'll post them both.
Did you overlay the neon over the monotone?
No, I think I originally drew it in neon pink, and
I would just like to see the neon pink laid over the final version. That's all.
Oh, that's maybe. I think I did originally. Did I? I don't know, but that's a very easy thing to bring up. Let me have an ebb. I always duplicate canvases before I do any editing because I'm like, absolutely. I'm not touching this.
Yep.
So if we take off that. There we are. I have sent it to you.
Okay. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
It's got words. They escape me.
I think I decided not to because I liked having the pop of colour on the tie only.
Oh yeah. I like it as a standalone thing like that. Just out of interest was to see it. And probably for the last time to discuss this one, it's
absolute fucking bane of my existence.
A P&T bi-weekly bit that finally came out.
I've been working on the. Do you know how long I've been working on this? Since the day the Queen died.
Yeah, that's so long ago. I don't even remember it anymore. My life now is just all King Charles, King Charles, King Charles.
It must have been September because I think it was before I went to Oxford.
Oh, really? Far out.
Yeah. So this has been going on for a while, and I could never ever get the poses right. So it's always been one that goes to the back burner. But I finally got Penn to a place where I was happy with him. Taylor, I'm still not 100% on. He's fine. It's workable, but I'm like, I don't know. It was at the stage where I was like, I don't know what I can do to fix this at this point. But I like his hat. I like how Taylor's hat came out. I was really pleased with that.
I think you're being a bit harsh on it more than anything. It's There's
I've also been staring at it for like 3 months, so yeah I'm probably going to be harsher on it than I need.
Yeah.
But I like the background as well. I do like how that came out, because usually with these tricks I'll try and do the background as it looks, as it's almost like a screenshot.
Yeah.
For the most part.
As in how it was performed, you mean? Like.
Yeah. So for the forced stand-up one with pen strapped to the thing, I've got the background that was in that.
Yeah.
Video, stuff like that. If I can get the background that was used, I'll do that. For this one, I kind of took the stage that P&T used in Don't Try This at Home, and kind of turned that into a background design. Yeah. So, but yeah, I quite liked it, because my original, usually if in doubt, it's like dark red and make it look like a dark red curtain.
Yeah. See, this works because it's got a woodsman kind of vibe about it, the background.
Yeah, I like it. That's probably one of my favourite backgrounds so far.
And good news for everyone who hates the not so good at this podcast, you know, the podcast within the podcast, that ain't happening this week. Because I've been lazy and not been posting comics. In fact, I haven't even posted all the comics we talked about last episode, and there was only 2 comics, technically only 1. The only thing I've really got to talk about, which I enjoyed drawing, was the title card to the last episode. Look, if you don't see our title cards, I feel bad for you, because I think we do a good job sometimes. Except now I'm looking at this and I'm seeing something that I missed. God damn it. See,
I think some of our title cards are proper bangers.
Oh, yeah. But see next to the logo, the Hey Buddy Nice Podcast logo here, there's a bit of green. That's not meant to be there. That's meant to be erased. That's from the burst behind the city. I can barely see it just now. I've only just seen it for the first time now, yeah. Slaking asked if it was a particular skyline of the city that the pig is walking to. And I said, no, just buildings. And that was the end of the conversation. He didn't say, oh, it looks like such and such city, because clearly he was thinking it looked like a city.
Yeah.
And
maybe he thought it was something. Maybe he was like, is this what the buildings in Australia look like?
Well, the building second from the right looks like a character from Regular Show.
Yeah, it does.
Yep, and that bothers me. I don't watch Regular Show, so I didn't realize until I sort of like, where do I recognize this? And I was like, Regular Show. That's how much I knew. You say Mordecai?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Mordecai
and Rigby.
Yeah, it bothers me a little bit now. Now I wish I didn't bring this up. That's okay. Anything else you'd like to add for art talk?
I think that's all mine for this week. I have.
Hey everyone, just a little note. The audio gets a little fucky here because I messed up, and yeah, no need to go into details, but you might notice decline in quality, maybe a few inconsistencies in levels. So just look, turn your volume down a little bit now, and then wait for it to start playing, and then turn it back up a bit. Sorry about the fuck up. I feel really bad because it's our first user submitted art that we're talking about as well. Oh well, maybe we'll get it right next time.
To work on. But...
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got something very interesting has been sent to us through Scoop Mailbag, whatever it's called. So that's the wrong button.
There's no scoop in ours.
Oh, yeah. It's because I'm reading who it's from. It's because it's from the ominous Scoop. My bad. It's Cheese Bag Mail. Cheese Bag. I was also looking for the button to press. You know, this button here that goes... plays our Cheese Bag Mail music. Because this is Cheese Bag Mail and also Art Talk at the same time. It is from the ominous Scoop, who also goes by Cheese and Bacon Ball Bag. And they write...
have cheese bag names? That's so cute.
Yeah, the ominous Scoop was first one in on that. They were, yeah. So they start off by saying, "Hey buds, great pod. First off, I wanted to say how much I'm loving the podcast. You two have such great stories and banter which brighten up my day. Love following you on Twitter, @NicePodBud, and I'm constantly inspired by creative works that you both make. I'm curious as how you both got started with digital art. I bought an iPad in the hopes of learning to make digital art in Procreate or other software, but I'm really stuck on where to start. How do you go about starting new projects? Were you both self-taught when it came to learning digital art? Art Talk submission. Please find attached my original character, Olivia Octopus, my first piece on Procreate, that I was going to turn into a children's book, but got busy working at a dog daycare and haven't revisited the idea. Look, if you're going to get busy doing anything, a dog daycare is a good option. I'm more of a watercolor painter, though, so I've attached some of my other work too. Happy if you read this on the pod if you want to. Oh, well, good, because we did. Well, let's address the artwork that has been submitted first.
Yes.
First up is Olivia Octopus. And I just have to say, straight off the bat, way better than my Moody Octopus.
It's very similar colour scheme to your Moody Octopus. And I mean that as in the actual physical thing that the actual physical octopus that you have sitting on your microphone right
sitting
now.
on the mic stand. My monitor is very... Hang on, let me change it onto a different monitor. My octopus is a bit more neon.
Yes, yeah. I love the colours of Olivia. I think Olivia looks so freaking cute. I would read this children's book.
Yeah, and I would, and I'm not even a child. Like, physically.
Exactly.
Emotionally, maybe. But we've got Olivia in multiple situations, and look, clearly the best one is Olivia with an ice cream cone on their head.
I like that. I like the sleepy Olivia. That's cute as hell too.
Sleepy's good, and clearly there's one here where got headphones on, listening to something but doing something else at the same time. Obviously, listening to pod therapy because they're doing something else at the same time.
And final Olivia, because we've commented on 3, we'll comment on the last one. Wearing a hat and drinking an orange beverage, which I will assume is Iron Brew.
See, at first I thought it's orangey, it's kind of amber. Olivia the Octopus is drinking a beer out of a glass with ice cubes in it and a straw. Then I'm like, people don't do that. People don't drink beer
in a children's book.
Well, look, you've seen, speaking of octopuses, Christmapus. There's the wino in that. So
I mean, I think that's a children's book in inverted commas.
No, it is legitimately written for children by a child. Our friend, close personal I can't do this every time. I'm not okay.
Our
Matting.
Beloved friend Paul Mattingly.
Yeah.
Friend of the show because he has been on the show.
Exactly. And I don't know if that font of Olivia Octopus is hand drawn or if it's an actual font, but I'm digging it.
I do like that, yeah.
Like, if it was me and it was hand drawn, the O's look the same. I just realized the music doesn't loop. The O's look the same. But if it was me, I would copy and paste them if they were hand drawn anyway. Yeah. But yeah.
And the eyes as well, the eyes match up.
Oh yeah. But that's irrelevant. It was just something I noticed, that's all. And then,
so yeah, that is cute as hell.
Yeah, see, I feel like that was handpicked specifically for us, because we've had some Octopity talk, we've got the Moody Octopus, but this one specifically must be, it's a cactus. It's a watercolor painting of a cactus. That is spot on for us.
I freaking love that.
That's pretty good. Like
I am very jealous of people who can do watercolors, because I think they always look. It's hard to make a watercolor that doesn't look professional. If you know what I mean.
It's any real art. It blows my mind that it can be done. So when I was working at the game store, Chibi, right? We called him Chibi. He didn't really go by Chibi. We called him Chibi. He was an artist, and it was the release of Red Dead Redemption, the original Red Dead Redemption, not number 2. This is how long ago it was. And it was like, we need to pretty up the store a bit. It's like, okay, I'll make some cactuses. So he went out, got some cardboard boxes from out the back, bought some paints, and I don't know what he did, but a piece of cardboard turned into a cactus. Like, if it was me, I would have cut out like some arms for the cactus and then just painted it green. There was like textured paint on this thing. It was insane. It's like, I don't understand how people have this ability. It's like the question saying, curious as how we both started with digital art is because I've never done anything else other than digital art. But I'll tell you now, I have no good stories as to why, and I don't mean Wayne doesn't have a story as to why. No, there's no good events leading up to going into digital art. So I'm not gonna. There's nothing to talk about. But Brogan's talked a bit about it in the past.
I have. I quite like my story, because mine's was entirely. Well, do you know what mine's was? Because my friends and I had a group chat where we would do a thing called incorrect Penn and Teller quotes, where we would like make jokes about incorrect things that Penn and Teller said, usually like rhymes and stuff. And I thought of one while I was, and I think I remember this till the day I die. Standing in Sainsbury's, which is a supermarket, at the self-checkout, laughing to myself because I thought of that Eric Andre bit. Hey Eric, look at me, bitch. And I was like, that's Penn at Teller.
Yeah.
And so I made a comment. I was like, I'm going to learn to draw specifically so I can make this joke. And a friend of mine said, yeah, you should. Let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, maybe I should.
Yep.
So I took the Matt Donnelly route into learning art.
Ah, yes. Basically on a dare.
Yeah. So I bought a cheap drawing pads because I tend to buy supplies for things quite a lot and not go very far with it. It's a bad habit of mine. But I thought, well, I'll get a relatively cheap tablet. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because I did have a look and I considered getting an iPad, but I was like, hold off a little bit. So I did that, did the drawing, and yeah, it's a hard one. You end up, certainly for me, I followed a lot of artists on Tumblr, and so I was like looking at and picking out bits that I like how does this person do eyes, how does this person draw hands, that kind of thing. So I was kind of taking little bits and pieces on how they'd done it, and it's just kind of evolved from there. So that's how I started doing a lot of this stuff. Like if you go back onto my Tumblr, there's a lot of Penn and Teller jokes and comics on there, and then I started branching out into ICS. And when I did that, I started posting it on Twitter, and it's just gone from there. For where to start, I don't know. Something that makes you laugh, I find always helps, because if it's something that makes you laugh, you're more inclined to finish it.
I think on stuck on where to start might be more about learning to use the software, which is just it's fuck around and find out basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I found that TikTok's quite good for art tips because you're not having to go through a whole video, and you just get like 1 or 2 tips at a time which you can play with. That's how I found out how to do proper shading, by changing the layer styles, like changing it to overlay and stuff, changing the opacity.
I'll have to get you to link me to that shit.
Yeah, and stuff like that. I found, links to folk using different brushes, the fact that you can get like stamp brushes that's not, you're not having to draw it out, that helps a lot. Yeah, it is pretty much just play about with different softwares to see what they do. I use Procreate for actually drawing, and Canva if I'm using actual text stuff, and I might do something on Procreate and pull it over to Canva and vice versa.
See, I was just doing some calculations in my head, and that is not, it's still not looping. There we go. I've been doing digital drawings for 20 years, so you'd think I'd be a lot better, wouldn't you?
Holy shit.
Yeah, no shit. But it's literally only been hobby, and that is it. I've not been attempting to do anything good, and I still don't. It's just mostly comics. The reason I started doing digital drawing is I did multimedia studies in secondary learning, and I bought it because I thought it was something I was going to continue doing, but I dropped out, and yeah, I still had this drawing tablet. And look, all the early shit is the equivalent of bad high school or college poetry. That is all it is. It's the.
Have you ever thought about submitting it to ICS as place of their bad
absolutely not. It's I would die more than Matt when Don't Be Afraid of the Game gets mentioned. But yeah, it's all that angsty kind of bullshit. So it's not funny. It's not meant to be funny. It's none of it's okay. That's not true. Some of it is meant to be funny, but yeah, it's mess around with it. Learn by doing is the easiest way. Because I've been doing it for so long, I recognize certain things from software and how it's meant to work. From going from like Photoshop to Procreate to anything basically. It's all kind of similar, but it is very different to physical media. That's for sure.
I dislike doing physical media because I can't undo.
Exactly.
I need to be able to use layers. I need to be able to do to redo lines multiple times without rubbing out and ruining it.
By default, if I'm drawing on my computer using my tablet, my Wacom tablet, I've got my keyboard to the side and my fingers are constantly hovering over Control Z. That's default position because I know an undo is going to happen. Default. And I don't feel bad about it now either. After watching other people's drawing streams, watching how much they will draw something, undo, draw something, undo, draw something, undo. That's the best part. But I've sort of changed from that a little bit, using traditional art methods of like overdrawing and things like that. So drawing over the bad shit and then removing the bad shit. It's just gonna. The more time you put into a specific software, the more comfortable you'll get with it. And if you do end up changing software later down the track, you'll sort of know what you're doing with it to begin with. Even though you're having to learn about it. But my suggestion is...
you'll know know the specific points you're looking for. You might not know exactly which button that is, or what more or less that button can do.
Yeah. But try not to mix up software. So, like, Procreate is pretty good. It's pretty powerful.
It's good for iPads, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one to start with. But there are limitations. So even with my comics, I will do some of it on Procreate and then finish it off on Photoshop. Which Photoshop traditionally isn't something for comics either. It's just what I'm very familiar with.
Because Photoshop's how I started.
Yeah.
And
Photoshop
on this tablet. I don't think I learned enough about it.
Are you talking about Photoshop app on the tablet that you used?
Yeah, well, mine was a plug into the PC.
Okay, yeah. And it wasn't a screen tablet, was it? Or was it?
Oh, no, it was. But it was one that had like 400 wires sticking out it. That's what I really...
Yeah.
Like, I had to have my laptop open, sitting there to use the tablet, which really annoyed me.
Yeah. Okay, so at least... See, when I started, it was a drawing tablet, but it wasn't a screen. It was...
I looked...
Yeah, I could not go back to that.
No. I did look at them because they were vastly cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, this is something I might be able to do because I was good at art as a kid. My dad's really good at art. I was like, if this is something I actually find I like and want to do, I know that not having a screen will be a big put off, and I'll end up wasting this money rather than putting the money in.
Yeah, exactly. We're starting to run over time, so thank you for sending that. Not a scoop cheese bag mail. It's just a cheese bag mail /art talk submission. Ominous scoop cheese and bacon ball bag. We appreciate it. We've already got another one lined up for recordings next time. So, look, if see, I told you we were only going to say nice things, weren't we?
Exactly.
We weren't going to be mean to anyone about their art, and we enjoy. I think that was enjoyable talking about it. Not just there,
Yeah,
but
we're
talking
nice
about
people.
process and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far, Brogan.
I'm a nice person.
I'm tolerable in doses.
Not so good.
That's the wrong button. I should wear my glasses. That's the one I meant to hit. But yeah, if you've got art submissions, you can send them to us, admin@nicepodbud.com or nicepodbud.com at the top of the page. There's a contact form. You can't do attachments though, I just realised. So you're better off emailing us. Or social media @nicepodbud everywhere. You can contact Brogan, talk to Brogan just about stuff @7billionneedles.
And you can find Wayne @WayneGeo on all the socials.
Yeah. For a second, you kept talking. I thought you were saying Giovinazzi again. But yeah, do that. We have nothing more to say. So thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Cool, we're done. I know there's a little bit to cut out, but we were running about hour 20 there.
Yeah, better to be a wee bit under than.
Oh, but you raised your hand and had to leave during this episode, didn't you? Or was that the first one?
I had to pee this episode, yeah. And then we had the.
Well, the ad break is
What do
part
you
of the
call
content. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit stop. Oops. No.
I got distracted because I got an email saying.
Not so good.
That's the wrong button. I should wear my glasses. That's the one I meant to hit. But yeah, if you've got art submissions, you can send them to us, admin@nicepodbud.com or nicepodbud.com at the top of the page. There's a contact form. You can't do attachments though, I just realised. So you're better off emailing us. Or social media @nicepodbud everywhere. You can contact Brogan, talk to Brogan just about stuff @7billionneedles.
And you can find Wayne @WayneGeo on all the socials.
Yeah. For a second, you kept talking. I thought you were saying Giovinazzi again. But yeah, do that. We have nothing more to say. So thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.